What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are here. Welcome to the ReCoop. How's it going? 6 a.m. on the West Coast, 9 a.m. to you on the East Coast, and everything in between. Who cares? How is everybody doing? Man, what a couple of days, right? I have some more information about this MyAlgo hack. We got CoinDesk to put the word. Oh, wait, let's put the microphone in front of me. How about this? Does this help? Does it help when I put the microphone in front of me? Guys, it's early. It's early in the morning. But yeah, I have some more information about this MyAlgo exploit. We got CoinDesk to put the word Algorand in a title of one of their articles about Algorand. And yeah, the story's blowing up a bit. How's everybody doing? Let's look at the chat. Good morning. Anyone remember Solana web wallet hack? I think it was the Phantom wallet. Similar vibes. There is a similar vibe to that, isn't there? Was it the Phantom wallet? Maybe it was. It's time. Yeah, Scotty, what's up? Let's go, fam. GM, Copper in the gang. Copper is here. Copper is here. It's either Copper or Connor. That's what's happened in my entire life. People called me Copper. It's like, nobody has that name. Why would you think my name is Copper? And Connor, which people do have that name. All right, guys. Well, look, let's just look at this CoinDesk article. I actually haven't read it, but I see that it's finally on their radar. We have that Zach guy. Good thing that Zach guy has been doing the hard work of diving into this. You know what I mean? He really gets the credit. He's got a lot more followers. That's the way it is, folks. And congratulations to D13, Algo Daddy, and a few others that are raising their profile during this tragedy. I seem unable to do that. All right, folks, let's go. So we're going to go to CoinDesk, and we're going to look at this article real fast. Let's go here. All right, let's go look at this. Let's look at it. Algorand wallet, MyAlgo struck by 9.6 million exploit. And by the way, I do have some more details about the hacker, and I have some more reactions from people involved and MyAlgo itself. Okay, so MyAlgo, a native wallet for blockchain protocol Algorand, has advised users to withdraw its funds. It was struck by an exploit last week. Blockchain sleuth Zach XBT said that 19.5 million Algo and 3.5 million USDC worth about $10 million has been stolen. Centralized exchange change now is frozen 1.5 million. We strongly advise all users to withdraw any funds from the wallets that were stored in MyAlgo. Algorand CTO John Wood said that the 25 wallets have been impacted and that the exploit is not the result of an underlying issue with the Algorand protocol or SDK. There you go. Take that to heart. The price of the Algo token is down. Well, that's nothing new. Yeah. All right, so we got that. I mean, speaking of that, this show usually kind of goes and we look at the markets. Let's just look at the markets real quick so we can see what we're dealing with a little bit, and then we'll get back to this. We'll just go to CoinMarketCap real fast just to see what the markets are doing, because I'm waking up with you guys right now, folks. I'm probably not waking. There's nobody on the West Coast watching this at 6 a.m. That's okay, though. All right, so we're going to do this real quick. Look at CoinMarketCap and move on. Some more details about what's going on. All right, so here we go. Let's give this a refresh. And yeah, well, we got Bitcoin at 23.4, right? This is sitting pretty damn strong right there at 23.4. The longer it stays there, the sooner we're all going to believe that that's a solid foundation and it can go up, or of course, it is sitting underneath that 200-week moving average, and if it can't break above that, then it'll break down. So my expert advice is that this is either going up or down, folks. But right now, it looks like sideways, and probably for the foreseeable future, we'll see how that plays out. And then the markets are just generally down, except for Litecoin has been doing all right. Let's just see. We got to check out Algo because I am curious as the news spreads. Near's down below 230. Hedera is giving back all those gains. That always happens with Hedera. You can't just buy into a Hedera pump. It never lasts. And then, yeah, Algo sitting under 25 cents. Well, not devastating, Not devastating. That 37. That 37. All right. Who cares? There we go. That's the market. All right. There's been some interesting stuff. Oh, I want to look at, you know what? Let's go into well, this is the deal. Let's just get out of this. These are just some thoughts, right? Because I've been in communication with, frankly, I've been in communication with people from MyAlgo and with people that have been affected. That's something we can see. We had Natalie Salamink. She has been on this show. She is the CEO of Prismatic, which I is still, I'm not sure, building treasury management DAO tools on the Algorand blockchain. And she was affected by this. From her Twitter post, it was unclear whether this was Prismatic that was affected by this or her own personal wallet. Maybe she can clear that up. But let's just look at her tweets to get some more details on that. So that is new. She has revealed that she has been affected to the tune of over at least 1 million algo. There she says okay. All right. And there's another thing here, and this is perfect. Her profile's perfect because she also retweeted something I wanted to talk about, so that gives me easy access. Okay. So here we go. Natalie Salamink, the co-founder of Prismatic and the owner of a Bored Ape. Let's see. Very nice person. I've met her in real life and I've had her on my show. All right. So this I want to talk about in a second. But okay, here it is. I'm affected big by the MyAlgo seed phrase leak, and it's been a rough week for me and the Algo fam. This sucks a lot, but tough situations build strong people, and hard times often lead to the greatest moments in life. Humans are good, and love always wins. Well, are humans always? Love doesn't always win, I don't think. I think there's examples of love losing. But that's okay. Obviously, the sentiment is appreciated. And then we have some, okay, USDC and Algo was stolen well into a 7-figure loss across wallets. There is no leak. It's precaution. I won't engage here in what happened as we're waiting for a proper postmortem that can only be delivered by MyAlgo. All I can say is that I'm 100% confident the seed phrase wasn't leaked from me, as I neither knew the seed phrase nor had I ever entered it. I don't know what she means by she neither knew the seed phrase. What does it mean she didn't know her seed phrase? I mean, obviously, I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't actually, that would be a question for her on what she means by she didn't know the seed phrase. Anybody else ask her that? You should never, okay, so it looks like this person was onto that. You should never trust anyone, another person with the wallet creation. You wouldn't share your passport. So they're kind of wondering the same thing. They're assuming that she didn't mean something else by not knowing the seed phrase. Maybe she wrote it. Maybe she knew that she wrote it down and she put it away and she never knew it because she didn't have it memorized and she just, she wouldn't have just willy-nilly put it in, I guess. Is that what she means? Okay. When you create your wallet, MyAlgo generates the seed phrase for you. They have yours too. Of course, I never shared my details, but thanks for the advice. So that's clearly, there's clearly some misunderstanding there. She clearly knows how seed phrases work. That wouldn't be good. This is not how, okay. I'm not going to, I don't know. All right. That's just going down a weird rabbit hole. Autumn from the foundation. She's sorry to hear this and she appreciates her positivity. AlgoBots, Bank of Algorand, believes that Natalie is one of the best humans. And there we go. That's it. That's it from Natalie. Sorry to hear that, Natalie, but you're seeing right now that there is a network of, she's the CEO of a project, Prismatic, on Algorand. Now, from talking to her a little bit, She also has MetaMask wallets. She has Phantom wallets. She has Near wallets. And, she has a Bored Ape. So I would assume that her MetaMask wallet potentially could be more valuable than her MyAlgo wallet. And so if this were, and this was said in the D13 report, if this were malware or, if this were malware, why wouldn't they go after her MetaMask wallet? That would be actually probably the real target here. So yeah, let's just go back here. One thing that I've been thinking a lot about, folks, is, sorry, let's get out of this. Something that concerns me, I would say, is that it does seem like the exploiters were able to have, the pick of the litter. They were able to cherry pick the absolute best wallets to empty, because it's like they were able to just go in there and kind of be like, ooh, we like this one because this one is super big and it has no cold storage. All the two things, if you're wondering, if you're new to this story, the two commonalities of this are that they were MyAlgo wallets and they were not using hardware devices. They were not using cold storage. So these are hot wallets. MyAlgo is a web wallet. So obviously that is unsafe practices, and it's potentially embarrassing for protocols like Guard and Prismatic to be operating in that way. But I will say in defense of that, I do want to at least add this disclaimer that ledger compatibility in Algorand DeFi is a newer thing that hasn't been available for the longest time. And I do know that Guard and Prismatic predate the ability for you to use your ledger in Algorand DeFi. So if they're here and they're trying to participate, it does make sense that they would be not using a hardware device. So let's get a little lighter on the victim shaming. I mean, I'm sure people could accuse me of that too, but all I'm really trying to do is find the truth. So these are the things, right? I teased on Twitter that I would you know what I wanted to, I was on Natalie's page, and that reminds me. Let's go back to Natalie's page real quick. This has nothing to do with Natalie except for that she retweeted it, but let's go back to her account here. This is Natalie right there. I love you people. So okay. All right. So Tay, don't fucking save fucking secrets to fucking local fucking storage, you fucking fucks, right? Believe that. Who's Tay? Tay is building MetaMask. So she would know something. She would know something. Now, if you want to go down a ridiculous conspiracy hole, MetaMask, this is not, this is just for fun. All right. I'm going to do a couple of these just for fun. MetaMask is deploying Algorand. They're supporting Algorand very, very soon. And MetaMask devs would also be very good at identifying exploits in a web wallet. Maybe they were like, hey, you know what we could do is make some extra cash and destroy the competition. Because frankly, folks, there isn't another web wallet in Algorand. So now we are all eagerly anticipating this MetaMask launch. That's probably very not the case, guys. So don't go around talking about that. That's just me and my paranoia. But all right, so they're saying this and they're making a point here, right? But then some very smart people decided, no, bro, or no, brah. All right, so Patrick Dada, one of the co-founders of Rand Labs, offensive and uneducated post, encrypted private keys are stored in the local storage, not the raw key. All web crypto wallets and other websites work like this. And then she said, no, they actually don't. Watch who you're talking to about being uneducated, child. All right, but you kind of don't say anything after that. That's an annoying response if you actually are right. Let's see if anybody else. Okay, D13, who did a fantastic, we'll look through his report. D13 did a preliminary report on this. He was on the show yesterday. and somebody that is being very helpful in the Algorand community during this tough time. And he says, I'm also struggling to understand here. The very thing they link outlines a key derivation strategy on par with the best password managers. The screenshot is a seed phrase encrypted with the key derived from the password pushed through a meat grinder a literal million times. And she doesn't respond to that, or they. I guess I'll go with it. They don't respond to that. You were absolutely right, but there are always two sides to the coin. Okay. Please check with the programmer before posting this FUD. Michael Jordan. Okay, Vestige, very smart guy. Somebody that I would also, I respect his knowledge. That's how you're supposed to do it. MyAlgo has made every effort to keep the secret safe by using web cryptography API and indexed DB. Even the wallet addresses are encrypted. Educate yourself. This is not local storage. And she never responds. So she's fudding Algo. Or she doesn't understand, and she's a MetaMask dev, which we've seen this in here. While I agree it's not the best idea, the code you link likely encrypts the data with the password provided, making the entries in local storage encrypted. No, this means the master key you highlighted is not a plain text key as far as I can tell. Yeah, brah. Yeah, Tay. What you doing, Tay? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Isn't Rand Labs a C3 protocol, guys? Yeah. There we go. That's like, and that's another. Do you guys want another one of my fun conspiracy theories? Oh man. If we want to get super delusional and crazy, does anybody want to get super delusional and crazy with me? All right. Well, then maybe C3 protocol has become this proxy battlefield for round 2 between Jump and A16Z. A16Z, fresh off the loss to Jump and Wormhole at Uniswap, has swooped in and said our layer 0 is going to defeat C3 protocol. Is C3 protocol a player like that, folks? Would that happen? Hey guys, nothing should surprise you in crypto, but I have zero evidence to back any of that up, that MetaMask fun or not. Now, I said about the identity of, and I want to also add, okay, well, the identity of the hacker, I believe he's about 5'9", has a huge beard, and has a lot of reach. No, I'm just kidding. That's Chris Swenner. That's not the hacker. No, they have identified his IP address, or her IP address, and they do believe that they have found an account on KuCoin, as far as I can tell. So they're probably going to catch this person. It was all done, from what I can tell, it was done manually, and it was done on one day for 25 wallets. Nothing has happened. Now, obviously, the fear is that this is a much deeper problem. They're sitting on a ton of seed phrases, and they could sell it on the dark web, or they could methodically exploit wallets as they go. But like I said at the top of the show, super suspicious that that it just seems like they were able to have the pick of the litter. Let's see. Well, now we also had some pretty aggressive responses from Guard, the other protocol that is known to have been affected by this. Riley from Guard. Now look, Natalie, if you read through some of the comments, and we're not going to go search through all of that, but they seem to be strongly insinuating that there is a problem with MyAlgo, and they really don't see how this situation can unfold without there being a problem with MyAlgo. And Guard is also very strongly saying that there is a problem with it's with MyAlgo. Let's go back to Twitter real quick and check out Guard and what they're saying. I can actually probably go to, I think she responded to one of mine. Here. About the identity of, me trying to get you to come here. Algo Foundry, I retweeted that. They have some tools. There's the preliminary report. And what is the evidence? Because, so yesterday, Guard had said that MyAlgo is still not communicating the severity of the exploit, in my opinion, and should take full responsibility given the evidence. Now, I had actually spoken with Guard, Riley, or, in text form the day before this, and she had said that somebody was going to come out with evidence yesterday. Now, that made me go, what is the evidence? And she didn't take kindly to that. Providing evidence, we could enable others to exploit what we have found. Now, I asked D13 yesterday when he was on the show if that were the case, and he didn't want to talk about possible, he didn't want to go down the rabbit hole of what worst case scenarios of what this is and if it is an exploit of MyAlgo. So, I mean, of course, I don't want you to give any evidence to tip anybody off, but you had just told me that you were going to post evidence, or somebody was posting evidence. So I was wondering where that was, because if you keep on hearing there's evidence, but then there's no evidence, it's hard to believe that, especially when MyAlgo has unequivocally told me that there's no evidence that there is anything wrong with their code. I have a couple of here. Where's my phone? Let's just see if anybody is giving me any information. No. All right. And so I responded. I didn't blame anybody. You closed your comments because she hasn't been allowing anybody to comment on her posts. And I wanted to ask, you told me yesterday somebody was posting proof today. Look at all the comments. Okay. So she's upset about victim shaming. Let's be nicer. That's definitely a good idea. Let's not, it's very easy to look back and be like, oh, you guys should have had a ledger. I mean, yeah. That amount of money, I mean, that you can't underestimate. I can't sit up here and pretend that it's not a good message to be like, look, if you got that amount of money and your protocol is to safeguard funds. And then, unfortunately for, Natalie, her protocol was supposed to be treasury management, which is rough. It's rough. The truth will come to light. Okay. And then she says, also, while they haven't put out a report yet or taken full accountability, I believe the tweet telling folks to move funds by MyAlgo is quite clear. The truth will come to light. All right. Well, there's that. There's that. So, and I think a big gripe for people that are trying to get to the bottom of this is that some aspects, I believe, and look, you don't, from what I'm being told, and I haven't actually looked into this, but some aspects of MyAlgo are closed source. The web app is part of that, and I think there's frustration, and they think that they might be able to find something, but MyAlgo seems to be making sure they're the ones looking. That obviously invites suspicion, right? That is an obvious invite for suspicion. Closed source wallet, I'm sure they have their reasons, but it's never a good look. Let's see. Let's not instinctively open your DMs. Okay. So let's see. We can look at D13 if you want. D13 is a developer collective in the Algorand ecosystem. They have done great work on this. Let's go back here real quick. Make sure that we're D13. Okay, preliminary advisory report, Algorand thefts. Okay, there's a summary. There is a non-zero chance of a MyAlgo wallet software compromise leading to the theft of at least 7.2 million worth of assets on the Algorand blockchain. We recommend rekeying MyAlgo accounts. Now, this is a very cool feature of Algorand. It is, as far as I know, pretty unique to Algorand. We recommend rekeying MyAlgo accounts to fresh private keys or simply moving funds where possible. This precautionary remediation of further risk should not have usability impact, and if done carefully, may have a significant security benefit. Now, anybody that has been in the Algorand ecosystem for a while and is into the NFT scene and the gaming scene, I would push back a little bit about the usability impact. MyAlgo and the NFT ecosystem are highly fluid with each other. They're very compatible. And then when you try to introduce Para, there's often features that don't support or buggy, don't work. Para is a beautiful wallet, and and I mean, go check it out. It's an absolutely wonderful wallet, and it's been slow to be integrated into the NFT scene. I believe mainly because of the previous owner of Rand Labs, not Rand Labs, sorry, Rand Gallery, and but now that there's new ownership at the number one NFT marketplace in Algorand, they have been incorporating Para more. So there are a lot of NFT holders out here on the fence, whether they want to migrate and rekey because they're worried. They also probably have a ton of JPEGs that they're just, you're dealing with. You're dealing with quests, and you're dealing with missions, and you're dealing with games and all of the things. So it's rough. We're all thanking our lucky stars about that annoying thing that we have to do by adding the asset before you can move an NFT. Good luck, hacker, going into some of these guys, MyAlgo wallets with thousands of NFTs and one by one moving JPEGs that are not very liquid at the moment. All right, anyways, that's enough. We have been day one responders to these attacks. Yes, you have, and you've been doing a wonderful job. We were joined later in the week by Vantage Point Blockchain. Impact so far of the 13 addresses we identified on the day of the attacks as suspicious. Okay, so we don't need to read this because we all know that this is up to 25 wallets and as CoinDesk pointed out, nearly $10 million. This is getting this sucks. Our interpretations, the situation is still unfolding. We want to present a checkpoint and check out. Some of our interpretations may not be shared by all of the involved parties. Some possibilities: we have considered and eliminated weak key generation. Okay. And then Guard came forward at some point in the investigation as an affected organization. And now we have Natalie from Prismatic as another person. And then recent Mac iOS vulnerabilities were ruled out because not everybody was on a Mac. Browser-wide or operating system-wide malware is considered unlikely. Now, a working theory has been that this is malware. I've been obviously hoping this is malware. And when you look at the situation, you're like, okay, 25 wallets manually done at one time. And then it's like, okay, I hear it's Prismatic and Guard, and I don't know the other VCs or the other protocols that are affected, but from what I'm hearing, there's more. And, I'm like, well, I'm sure Guard and Prismatic communicate with each other. So I'm like, is this just, malware? Did they all kind of, pass something along? But it doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it. And according to D13, which has looked very, very closely at this, it also doesn't sound like it. MetaMask was present in many cases. Okay, so they make the point that I made earlier that, I'm assuming, she hasn't told me this, but based on her Bored Ape, and I think she may have said this on some level, but the point is that they're just went after their MyAlgo wallet. And so it seems to be highly targeted. Somebody got information or was able to have access to, these seed phrases and was able to just pick the easiest stuff to drain and probably planned it out for a while. Now, a lot of people out there, certainly the affected, which it's, this is tough because you want to feel bad for the affected parties. And you do, because they've lost a significant amount of money. And you want to, if you're in my position, you also want to spread awareness on security principles in this industry, because clearly if 10 million algo from 25 wallets or $10 million from 25 wallets, those 25 wallets had a ton of value in them and they weren't using cold storage. You want to spread the message that, hey, if you have life-changing money in a wallet, a web wallet, a hot wallet, and you're not using a ledger, That's dangerous. So you want to do that, but at the same time, you don't want to shame these people. But my point is that of course the affected that have lost $1 million, more than that, $250,000, whatever that life-changing amount of money is, of course they're going to point fingers at somebody and they're going to try to find answers, and they're frustrated and they're hurt. And if it's MyAlgo's fault, that's the easiest solution and frankly the most likely, right? I mean, if you think about it, I mean, what happens, and then you can go down a wormhole of speculation, which is not smart of me to do, especially like this. I can speculate those outrageous things that I did earlier because I think you guys all understand that is pretty unlikely. It's just sort of cosplay at this point. But when it comes to this, it's hard. You don't want to speculate because, there could be speculation. People would speculate that it's an inside job or something like that. Or maybe somebody they hired to work on it and was able to do this or whatever. Right. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense that the victims would be pointing their fingers at MyAlgo. And, you want to get to the truth. And we said it earlier, like if there are closed source aspects to MyAlgo and they are stonewalling people to look at those aspects, if that's all true, which I'm not even sure, you would hope for better. Okay. At this point in the investigation, we're considering these two scenarios. Each individual has had their seed compromised through social engineering phishing. Well, Natalie pushed back on that. She says that she doesn't even know her seed phrase. And so she never put that in. And that wallet was not very active recently. And, frankly, I haven't seen her be very active in the Algorand community recently. So it would make sense. A MyAlgo.com compromise leading to targeted exfiltration of unencrypted private keys. It is always users' fault. It is possible that all of these users and organizations were compromised via phishing. However, the responses, profiles, and histories as users and organizations cast reasonable doubt that this is not only the only possible cause. Aside from the user reports, the behaviors we saw while interacting with them showed vigilance, awareness of phishing, proactive reporting. Okay, so far in this preliminary report, D13 has sort of pushed back on malware, and he's pushing back here. Except when it isn't. All in all, it is hard to definitively dismiss this attack exclusively as user error. While user error is a common cause, it isn't always the case. Slope wallet, by the way, not Phantom Slope. The aforementioned Solana wallet hack impact, while numbering in thousands of wallets, resulted in fewer total funds lost. Mass exploitation is not the only way a supply chain attack can be fulfilled. If MyAlgo were compromised, my $100 would surely be missing. He pushes back on that real quick. He says, why are more addresses not compromised? And he sort of would be because it would be detrimental to the attacker end goal, assuming the attack is financially motivated. Well, of course it's financially motivated, or it can be both. It can be financially motivated and trying to hurt C3 protocol, aka Rand Labs, aka MyAlgo. And that's another thing. This is a auspicious time. I'm joking about some of these kind of wilder conspiracy theories, but look, C3 protocol has been getting a lot of actual mainstream attention. They have very, very mainstream backing and Jump and all of that. It's an exciting protocol. I believe they are using Wormhole, at least until, state proofs become a more widespread thing. So look, we saw it with what happened with Avalanche, right? We had Christian Ager Hansen, the Bitcoin Satoshi vision guy. He came through and was like, oh, I like Algo. And we were like, oh, great, man, you're interesting. And then he was at the center of this whole AVAX scandal where it turns out that, they were, Avalanche was allegedly sending basically hitmen to, sue all of these different competitors so they can get, in discovery, they can get all of this intel on the inner workings of foundations. And so they could weaponize that against people. So, let's not be naive here. Let's not let's not be doe-eyed about how cutthroat this industry is. I mean, I have not heard this from C3 Protocol, but I'm sure it's got to be that it's got to have occurred to them who are our enemies. And it's are you I'm worried that you guys okay, good. And it's not like, and they are unequivocal that they cannot find anything. They can't find anything wrong with their code. Okay, hold on. I don't know if this guy's fucking with me or not. Let me see. So they're saying that they have done a very, very thorough search. They have none of their code deployed was modified at all, and that there was no vulnerability in any of their servers. So everything that they have checked is coming up normal, folks. This is weird, right? I mean, most times when things like this happen, it's like, okay, it was phishing, it was malware, there was something wrong with the code, and they fix it, and it becomes evident. This is why this is so, brutal, because there's so much uncertainty. And it's just, this whole entire scene is just filled with uncertainty. I'm pretty sure that person is just fucking with me. Not even going to say their name. All right. So they don't have anything. 0-day exploit. GM Chris, GM Coop. Tough times are necessary. That's for sure. So, I mean, let's see. Has John Woods said anything? Our buddy John Woods. Yeah, no. So that's about it. Does anybody in the comments, do you guys have anything to add here? Get back to work, Chris. No, Chris, stay here. Stay here with me. I joked about you being the hacker earlier, Chris. Were you here for that? Did they need seed phrases, or did they get in through how the browser access? Cooper, I'm scared. With a name like Trap King OG 420, you're not allowed to be scared, bro. You're supposed to be chill. Coop, blink twice if affected by the hack. I'm not affected by the hack, I hope. JPEGs. Full disclosure, I only used MyAlgo for NFTs. It always made me feel a little uncomfortable. And see, sometimes you got to follow your instincts, folks. Coop, want some sick loot for my quest. Good call on not canceling them. All right. Okay. Crypto for Change is having a good time. Okay, totally fucking with you. Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. What are the markets doing? Let's look at that real quick. Let's go to stock markets opened. Let's just look at that real quick. How's that? Stocks fall slightly. Oh, look at that. Isn't that exciting? Stocks are falling. We're obviously going to experience a bunch of chop before this next Fed meeting. But futures, well, no, futures aren't what we're dealing with right now. Okay. Well, the Dow's down a little, and everything else is pretty much sideways. And Target, we're trying to figure out how we're still getting signs on retail. Target ekes out slight growth in holiday quarter sales, but warns of continued slowdown. So that's exactly what Walmart was talking about. I think tomorrow is Tesla Investor Day. That's always a big event for Tesla. Putin tells his spy agency to step it up. All right. Eggs are a 10 billion low margin industry. You guys got to invest in eggs. Why aren't you guys investing in eggs? Maybe you are. So anything else, guys? What do we think? What are we thinking? Who else? I'm actually just going to go over here and see if I can see anything that, I mean, are people, it's hard. This is a difficult situation because there's no clarity. Like MyAlgo says, we don't see anything wrong. There's literally nothing wrong. But then and by the way, this is not an ongoing issue. And so, like I said, it's difficult. It's a difficult situation to kind of get your head around and to feel comfort. But it's obviously not all that helpful when you have a MetaMask dev come out and point out things that aren't even wrong with MyAlgo and just kind of drop these bombs and then not respond to any of the pushback. I mean, that is literally FUD. I tweeted about that. Like, these people competitors are going to come and try to capitalize on this. Okay, so let's see if Guard has tweeted anything. Decentralized money and fixed yield projects on Algorand. Okay, so they're not saying anything. Yeah, rough time. Gary Maloof, who's the head of engineering at Algorand Inc., rocking a crazy goose flock. It's a nice one. I like that, Gary. Wondering if I should proactively add a grammar warning on any tweets after 10 p.m. Are you insinuating you were having drinks, Gary? Just kidding. I'll like that. You only had one. I need to give you two on that one, buddy. Paul Regal, he is the head of product at Algorand Inc. If you're rekeying your Algorand address, remember that if you close out the account, spend to 0 algos, the rekeying will be cleared. So you got to keep a little bit of algo in there. Gary Maloof says, important difference between hack vulnerability and protocol versus hack vulnerability and applications on top or straight up scam phishing attack. Yep. I asked him, he was responding to some people. So if you're currently, this is John Woods, the CTO at Algorand Foundation. If you're currently a user of a hot wallet with MyAlgo, we recommend rekeying to a Ledger or other third-party wallet as a precautionary measure. When the investigation concludes, I'll do an explainer video covering how this happened and how to best safeguard yourself in the future. John Woods will be coming on the show soon as well. I've emailed and it's been accepted. We're just finding a date. Nobo calls John Woods a rock star. Yep, he's great. He's been an absolute, just so good for the community, and his communication style and his I'm willing to engage and answer sometimes hard questions is pretty great. But I was trying to get to Gary Maloof here. He was pointing to some stuff about like what it's just something. I mean, Twitter is just not as easy as it's just not as intuitive as it once was. So annoying. Okay, well, there's a lot to learn from hot wallets like MetaMask that users have repeatedly lost money on that and have been battle tested, repaired over many. Oh, so this is Tay again. And Gary Maloof, head of engineering at Algorand Inc., points to Tay. So Tay, I guess, knows some stuff, right? She's a MetaMask dev. Check your Cloudflare API key logs for all time. Save logs and screenshot every last detail. If there's a key in there that was created that you didn't know about, let me know ASAP, and don't go about this alone. I'll get you in touch with those who know this APT. So it used to be I could just click on this and it would take me to the context. All my new Netflix friends. Oh, so she was on Netflix? So she's not. Netflix friends. What does that even mean? Building MetaMask, Lethal Founder, Part-Time Wizard, Top Assassin, Don't come at me unless you're ready to battle. Well, Tay, they're all coming at you. Why aren't you battling? A majority of those stolen funds were stolen because people failed to keep their secrets secret. Well, isn't that what's happening here? She doesn't respond. Yeah, so she's in the game here. Oh, here we go. So this is just where we strongly advise all users to withdraw any funds from a mnemonic wallet. This is the MyAlgo announcement yesterday morning that sort of kind of, because MyAlgo this has been going I think since over a week, right? And we hadn't really heard much from MyAlgo. And finally, we heard something from him, and it was a little like, we're looking at this. But then we got this important. We strongly advise all users to withdraw any funds from mnemonic wallets that were stored in MyAlgo. As we still don't know the root cause of recent hacks, we encourage everyone to take precautionary measures to protect their assets. Thank you for understanding. And that was where her response came from. And then somebody responded. And look at this. They searched MyAlgo and they found this. Nobody liked it. So I don't really know if they found anything or if they just used some fancy red boxes. Yeah. All right. Well, that's that. Well, folks, I don't know what to say other than this is a mess and the story is still developing. There's people working on it, smart people working on it. Algorand is getting some recognition. Oh, man. Anything? Coop wants some sick loot. Okay, yeah. Cooper, I'm scared. Don't be scared, bro. We already talked about that. Oh, am I rich now? No, you're not rich, Chris. Yes, you are. You probably are. People got burned on Tiny Man Exploit. They sure did. Question: does Para Web Wallet store seeds differently than MyAlgo? That's a good question. Does anybody know the answer to that question? I've heard that question happen. I've heard that question out there a lot. Now, Para Web Wallet is a brand new feature for Para Wallet, and Para is a mobile-first wallet. So, expect some issues as you try to use Para Web or not. Maybe I haven't used it yet. This is the first I've heard of Edgar Hansen. Reason for departure. Can you cite source? Well, yeah, Dan. Edgar Hansen, the source is anybody that was in the Algorand ecosystem for a while saw him kind of blaze in. He started I think he was trying to start a fund or something like that. And I don't think what he was trying to do here at Algo really kicked off, but he came over to Algorand and was an advocate for Algorand for a short period of time. And it just so happened to be during this time where Avalanche was being accused, and some people were accusing Christian Edgar Hansen of secretly recording the Avalanche guys and or the people invested in Avalanche. I don't remember all of the details, but if you Google Christian Edgar Hansen and Avalanche, you'll get plenty of material to sort through. Now MyAlgo, he blinked twice while saying that. Guys are dickheads. Number go up. There we go. Algo is down. MyAlgo sell last week is playing out nicely. Yeah, we all know Crypto for Change is interested in most other ecosystems and is waiting for Algo to get to 9 cents. Eggs equal Martian. No thanks. All right. Tesla Investor Days are so inspiring. I bet you they are. I have chickens. Yeah, there you go. You got to have chickens, man. Such FUD. Such FUD, says Dylan. The people who got hacked were very likely phished. That's what we all want to believe, right? But yeah, they could have been targeted. Look, it's possible. But they just, that D13 preliminary report refutes that so strongly. And the people that are affected are, I don't know. I guess it would make sense for somebody to, if they were capable of looking to see large balances not using cold storage, and then they go on a very targeted phishing campaign. You can't completely rule that out, but there's a lot of pushback on that. Yeah. Yeah. When John Woods CEO. Love John Woods. I do love John Woods. Yeah, I mean, MyAlgo store your seed phrase in local storage in order to sign transaction. My question was, what does Paraweb make different that it makes it safe to rekey addresses to Paraweb? Well, obviously, if um, the idea is that there's some mystery exploit of MyAlgo that nobody understands, then Paraweb wouldn't have that. But I do get your point, Hermes, about that, because I've thought the same exact thing. Where I'm like, okay, well, they don't support, you know, it's only Paraweb right now with Apple devices. So it's like, okay, I'm kind of just moving it to the same thing. Now, if you were just worried about somebody gaining access to seed phrases in MyAlgo, if you were worried that, okay, potentially MyAlgo is focused on C3 protocol and other things, so they've had to hire new people to maintain MyAlgo. Did we trust these new people? Is there some weird thing that was some outsider was able to gain access, and then you start going down that wormhole in your own risk assessment head, paranoid possibly head, then you might just want to make sure that you get out of there. Now, if it's just a ton of algo that you have in a MyAlgo wallet like that, seems rekeying is unnecessary. But if you have this massive wallet with a ton of assets and NFTs, and or maybe it's your NFT minting wallet, or probably more common in our ecosystem is your governance wallet. Well, you don't want to dip out of governance because you lose that APY, right? And so rekeying can be a solution for you to not dip out of governance. And this is all a mess, folks. And we just need it to be, solved so we can move on. Does the release of AlgoKit have any impact on reach? I mean, that's not a question for me. That would be a question for Chris Swenner, who's in here. But I mean, it's hard to imagine. I mean, aren't those similar things? So I think so. What's up, No Face? Algorand needs leave from Opulus as CEO. Oh, Jesus. It'd certainly be exciting. Oh, man. I'd imagine web wallets would have to store access information differently than an app does. Laughing my ass off. When Algo do something positive? Good question. I don't believe that anymore. They didn't get phished. Yeah. Time to become an ETH maxi, I guess. Enjoy those fees. Did you mint your base NFT crypto for change? I remember in the original information, browser caches were mentioned. Yeah. CFC, you say that you aren't one already. A lot of them, Crypto for Change, you say that you weren't one already. A lot of them seem to be connected to Valhalla Capital. I mean, Prismatic certainly is. Is Guard also affiliated with them? I mean, that's interesting. I mean, we know Kyle has been very active on this. He is one of the founding members of Valhalla Capital. I think that is his fund. So, I mean, I don't know. That was my idea about. That's why I was hoping and thinking it was malware, because it's like, okay, well, maybe there's somebody that is all these people seem connected. Aren't you a Voyager? Oh boy, Voyager is it's got like some suspect connotations in the industry. I don't know if you want to be a Voyager, but it's kind of neat. Yes, but I can't come to the pizza meetup. Yeah, you guys are having pizza in East Denver, I think. Isn't that tonight? You can read the white paper. Oh. Thanks, Coop. Good point. I hope we have a full postmortem soon to clear that out. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for chiming in. Nope. Got to catch up on a school board meeting for my day, frugal day, but wanted to drop in and say hi, fellow Algo YouTuber. Hello, frugal. Natalie too. Yeah. Well, Natalie is prismatic, so that would make sense. Do we have any information if Algorand has a seamless bridge planned with Polkadot? I know of a few bridges. I mean, C3 protocol probably be able to bridge you. But there's definitely a bridge coming for Near, Aramid Finance. There is currently a Sol bridge. There is obviously some ETH bridges, and Wormhole is here. Pi Network. Polkadot did a lot of very good regulatory work. So they even, I think, didn't they get the SEC to say that DOT is not a security? Don't they have that written from like the previous guy? They have a good amount of developer activity. Well, it's obviously a very good project. Polkadot will be Web3 based. Algorand will be financial chain. That's what I believe. Well, you know what? It seems to be playing out that way. Certainly with some of the news recently from Algorand and some of the partnerships. Well, guys, if there's nothing else, I mean, you know, this is sort of taken over the show the past couple of days. I imagine that this is going to continue to consume me until there's some resolution. We definitely have if you're in the Algorand ecosystem and active and a governor, we have a revised measure that we're all going to be looking at. I mean, we're running out of time now, so I guess I will not look at that today. We still have time. We can discuss this tomorrow, potentially. But if you have information, if you have any insights on this, I am here. I'm, glued to my screen about this. Please help me, help the community. I am here trying to just give good information. And, it's me. I am a bit of a wild card, so I will say what I think. And that is sometimes I'll get a little whatever, trying to figure it out, folks. And nothing is off base. Take everything with a grain of salt. And let's just get back to it. I'm rooting for MyAlgo, right? Just because I feel for all these people that lost money, and it's getting more murky, and there's potentially, you don't know where the fault lies. Is it user fault? Is it MyAlgo fault? I'm rooting for closure and a good resolution for all of those that are affected, but I'm also rooting for MyAlgo, right? We need MyAlgo. MyAlgo has been part of the Algorand ecosystem since the very beginning. The Dadas are stand-up people. You can go back in the history of as far as I can tell, of course, but you can go back into the history of my videos. You can see a interview that I had with Michelle Dada, and they've been here from the beginning. They are responsible for Algo Explorer and MyAlgo Wallet and the upcoming C3 protocol, which is an exciting project. One of the more exciting super apps to come from Algorand. So it is, look, you can't ignore the fact that they are on the verge of launching their jump-backed super app. Their really cool thing that I believe is also integrating Wormhole. So there's a lot of things to explore. I obviously don't have anything definitive, but I will keep on asking the questions. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a good rest of your day. Follow me on Twitter at Cooper_Daniels for more updates. And make sure you like this video, subscribe, do all the things. I'm not very good at pumping myself. You know what I mean? I could use help. I'm trying to find that proper help. But I'm going to do my best to keep on delivering fun information for everybody. See you guys.